I'm Dan Whittaker. I'm here today to analyse the golf swing of Billy Horschel, winner of the recent FedEx Cup event. Now, Billy has got a very modern golf swing, very much driven by the big muscles, and the pivot is the driving action within this golf swing. What we see is textbook setup here from Billy. We then see during the first move, classic one-piece takeaway here. Club's perfect extension of his belly button here. Very neutral club face. The leading edge is at the same angle as his spine. So this is very, very good takeaway. This is completely all in one piece. What we now see is from here, he sets the golf club perfectly, so the golf club's absolutely A1 here, running through the right forearm. This is perfectly on plane because at this poor moment in time, the right forearm is at 90 degrees to the spine. The club's obviously going through this forearm, so this means that it's running perfectly on plane. We continue to take the backswing back now, and here's where I have just a slight issue occasionally with Billy's swing, and I think it shows up a little bit with the driver occasionally. We see that the arms tend to work up the torso a little bit, so at the top we just notice that the arms are a fraction steeper than the shoulder plane here. So he's going to have to wait for those arms to drop down a touch, and I think that occasionally he maybe restricts these hips just a fraction. Now, this is something that he has been working on to shallow out his arms, because we can see in the picture that he's going to be following up in just a moment that he's been working with swing link. As we saw in the picture there, we saw the swing link. The swing link's designed to get the arms and the body on the same level as one another at the top of the backswing, so we can see that Billy's been using that. That was actually taken at this week at the FedEx. So now what we see is those hips start to turn very aggressively, but because the left arm's got a little steep, the arms are going to drop down. But this means now the arms are slightly stuck behind the body. Well, if the arms were at the same level as the shoulders at the top, then there wouldn't be the same dropping action. They wouldn't get at all stuck in this region. What happens now is we see that the right arm has to just slightly move away from the right hip as the pivot slightly stalls for him to square the face. We're slightly holding off this iron shot here, but we can see how this right elbow moves away from the right hip. It extends through impact here, slightly holds it off, and then a little bit flat-footed, if anything, through here, just a sign that the pivot's slightly stalled. And then he comes through to an absolute fantastic finish where the club shaft is parallel to the ears and all the weight's in the left heel, with the left toe box in the air here, clearly highlighting the fact that the weight is in the left heel. Now, if we were to just have a look at this moment here, we can just see that the right elbow is just slightly behind the front part of the right hip, and we'll then notice how that right elbow chases away just a little bit, creating a bit of daylight in this area. Now, if we have a look at it from this front view with an iron, we see a little tiny bit of movement off the golf ball with that lower body on this one. So the lower body slightly shifted and then rotated. It's not made a pure hip turn, so his hip hasn't quite turned back enough, so it goes along with what I saw from down the line, that maybe the hips aren't quite turning deep enough. If that happened, I think those arms could work a little lower down and work perfectly on the shoulder plane for him, and he'd never have to stall through the golf ball at all. What we see now is he makes a great weight transfer over the front foot, arms working front of the body, but now what we see is how the right arm extends away, and there's like a slight stalling of the body here. So I believe that part of this is due to the fact that the arms, the body and the club aren't quite on the same level as one at the top, and also that he's just not got quite enough hip turn. Now this is just obviously going to require a little bit of timing, as he's just slightly stalling out the pivot, but he's not chasing with the arms, he's just letting them fly through and then rotating the body again. But I believe that if he got the arms, the body and the club all working through as a singular unit like he's doing in this drill here, and the main reason for this will be to sink those arms to the pivot at the top of the backswing and just create a fraction more right hip turn, I believe he'd be in absolutely phenomenal shape. I really like this golf swing. I think there's so many great elements to it. So this bit looks fabulous. Now this is just a little half swing drill, but what we notice is how the right hip and the right elbow come through at exactly the same time as one another, and we see that the arms and the body are working back and through as a singular unit. Well, we also notice that the arms haven't gone up the torso in this direction as much on this drill, and the hips have turned a little bit more. I think that these two elements are the keys to allow Billy to come through with that right elbow and hip sink to one another through the ball. I mean, he's a very long hitter. This can be seen by his incredible pivot speed and the fact that he has great disassociation at the start of the downswing as the lower body starts down first. But I feel if he just worked at these couple of areas, we could see, him be there week in, week out, pushing the likes of Rory, etc., to, major championships, etc. Because I believe he's got a cracking move and got a very good short game, and he's clearly not afraid to win at the highest level. I hope you've enjoyed this analysis. If you'd like to see more from me, please visit my website, which is www.danwhitakergolf.com. I look forward to speaking with you again very soon. Thanks a lot.